bad jig. Let's see. I don't even know. I got to get all my stuff. It's been months, dude. Like I stocked up. I tied so many nymphs. Like, let's see. Maybe I can grab my fly bag. So I started this because I was tying a bunch of nymphs, and so I tied all of these.
Oh, right on. I use those for steelhead
No, these are just for trout.
or fly. Okay, yeah, trout fly fishing.
They're just 16s and just
Damn.
16s and 14s. And then most of these were bought at a shop, minus like a couple that I tied myself. But most of these are shop bought nymphs. So
Those squirmies probably work good, huh?
I haven't really needed any flies for a little. And
Hey, you and me both, man.
my dry
But
box.
it's one of those. It's an off season thing, you know. You just keep doing it, and then eventually you're like, oh, I got more than I
Like
need.
this is the dry box that I use for dry dropper fishing specifically because some of these have loops in the back of them. Like I tie a piece of mono and like 15-pound whatever mono,
Yeah.
and I'll just put a loop at the end of the fly so you can put a dropper off of it because I do a lot of dry dropper fishing, and if you're running barbless hooks and you do like the regular dry dropper where you tie off the end of the hook, which is like I think it's New Zealand style or whatever.
Right.
Um, the barbless you can just like slide right off and lose a fish, which has happened to me a couple times. Like the line just slides up the hook and goes off while you're fighting a fish.
Oh.
Yeah, so I started tying these little loops in. So like you might be able to see it here
To
on
like
the
tie them
back
on.
of
Yeah.
this. Can you see that little green
Yeah.
thing coming up
Yep.
back
Yep.
in
Yep. The
there?
little loop right off the back of the shank there. Yep.
Yeah. So it's like 15, 20 pound test usually. So you don't really have to worry about it breaking. But yeah, and then so these are my like smaller ones for dry dropper, and then I got bigger ones on the back side too.
Damn, dude.
And
You
this
throwing
is
some. You
just
throwing some heavies.
yeah, these are just for dry dropper fishing setups. Like I still have
I
another
dig that
box in
bag
here.
too.
Huh?
I dig that bag too.
Oh yeah, it's one of the Orvis bags,
Yeah.
the Orvis and Fishy. I really like it. Um, my buddy bought it for me like 2 Christmases ago, I think it was, and I had a hit bag at first, like one of the cheap ones from Weimar,
Yeah.
the Allen brand, and I don't know, it was all right, but like I felt like you always had to adjust it all the
Oh.
time.
Yeah.
Like it didn't stay where you put it. Like as you're walking around throughout the day, it just loosens up just from that. I feel like I kind of annoying having to like adjust it so it wasn't sliding up and down and
Yeah. I
so
prefer. I prefer using like bags for sure over like tackle boxes. I see a lot of dudes out on the river with like tackle boxes and stuff like that. I definitely like a waterproof bag because there's been
yeah.
like at least I don't know like in your area, but at least in my area for sure like I'm scrabbling through rocks and not everywhere is completely dry and I'd usually end up knowing myself, I usually end up falling somewhere where my shit gets wet of some kind or another. So it's kind of nice to
Yeah.
have like some sort of like salmon bag that's like dry or waterproof. But I probably carry way more stuff than I probably need to. Like yours is nice and like compact and brought down. Dude,
Not really. Not really.
I'm like a troll, man. I'm out there like with everything I could possibly need.
I
I've
mean,
got this
I
like
have
horrible fear of like being out there and needing something and not having it. And so like
oh
I end up
yeah.
shooting myself in the foot because I do quite the opposite, right? Like I bring everything and only use probably a few things.
Yeah, that's
So
why I have 4 fly boxes. I have 2 large fly boxes all of my fly boxes I use are these Umpqua UPG HDs. These things are freaking sweet. Except I do have one box from them that's like the the HDs, just they're waterproof,
Mm,
so they got a
for your
gasket.
streamers and such. Yeah.
Yeah, and like they have a leaflet that opens, so it's double sided.
Yeah. I like those.
Yeah,
I
they've
don't
been
know.
really.
I bought a bunch of these like MFC boxes just because.
Oh, those are super cool too.
Yeah, but they're not like that, right? They're not double sided and they're not waterproof. So
Yeah,
that's
well, the other thing is those generally just have like a basic like foam
yep.
layout inside, right? It's not. Yeah, because that's one thing I like about those um, Umpqua ones is they have like the different layouts. Like they have the bait fish one. Like these are the ones that I use for steelhead. I have like my nymphs and like
Oh
small
no way.
streamers,
Okay.
and then on the other side I have all my egg patterns for
How do those
steelhead.
do for you? Those egg pattern ones.
I still haven't caught one on a fly rod yet, so I don't know.
Oh, okay.
And then this is a Umpqua, but it's not the waterproof one. But I put all my like streamers and shit in here, my bigger
That's
ones
sick.
anyway. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
like,
and then like, I have even bigger streamers, but I just put them in like a regular, small tackle tray that has like the long dividers in it because they're like big boys like this one right here.
oh damn, yeah, that's a tank.
Yeah, it's a Chinook fly. But
So you have all the flies for catching salmon on flies,
yeah,
but you're like,
that's why I've been tying lately. I just haven't really.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
That's
that's just it. Like, I I saw a guy here on YouTube. He was tying flies, like, and he was just kind of starting out. And I was like, God damn, that looks like a lot of fun, man. And I was like, I've been wanting to get back into my fly tying stuff, but I'm like, I don't really use that many dry flies, and I'm not that much into fly fishing. But like you, like, salmon fishing is where it's at in this area. And I was like, I know dudes use Twitchers all the time, and I use quite a bit of them. And I was like, I bet I could tie.
this is what I eat.
What is that?
Cigar boxes. Has a little little lock on the front.
Oh, for all your hooks,
Yeah.
fire hole. Yeah.
And
Hey,
so
look, not as fancy, but look at this thing. Someone gave me this as like a birthday gift, and like and I just filled it with all my fucking hooks in there.
so I have a humidor at my work. We sell cigars. And so I just get these boxes as they empty out. Like, these are all tungsten beads.
I used to work at a duty free, and I used to get a bunch of those for free too. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I got
So
these now. Like,
I gotta.
but
I'm trying to dig out all my material stuff.
yo,
My
Deus,
thread.
what's
My
your question,
thread
brother?
is buried in the last box. I got one of these hairline
Oh
thread
shit,
boxes.
that thing's sweet.
Yeah, it is. It just has a foam insert inside of it that's shaped for spools.
All right, I might have to pick up one of those.
Yeah, it's made by Hairline.
My current
When you buy
situation is just a drawer full of them.
Well, and when you buy them, they come with a few spools already in them, or at least mine did. I
Oh,
think they all do, but I think I got like 3 spools of thread with the box. So that was cool. I had some
so
72 here on. What's up?
FYI, when we do the duos thing, like I'm down to do this with you multiple times if you want, but it's not like Instagram. It's not as sophisticated. So
Yeah.
like because I started it, it's on my channel at the moment.
Yeah, yeah, for
So
sure.
in the future, if you want to do it off yours, I'm totally down with that too. So you know that way you get the watch hours and all that.
For sure. See, I don't think I have any really heavy thread. I think the heaviest I have is 140. I have
Ooh, that's. I know. I need to go re up on mine too.
I got 100 denier GSP though. That shit's super strong. Hmm. I got some pink 140. I think I'll either use that or an orange. Let's see. These are
Ooh, that pink one be sick.
yeah.
You just double up.
Yeah. I need to buy bigger thread. I like most of this stuff is for tying smaller flies anyways, so let's see.
Yeah, that's. I mean, that's kind of it, right? Like I've got a bunch of stuff for tying smaller flies, but I want to get back into doing this. And like I said, I got a hookup now for the jig, so I gotta because I do enjoy tying these big old fluffy ones over dry flies. As I'm getting older, I can't do the smaller ones. They just make me mad. That's not the point of me doing these, you know. 'Cause I can't see nothing. Like I've done like some super small ones for like my Euro nymph and stuff. Let's see if I got. Hold on, I got. This is about half of what I got, but like all of these are full of freaking just dry flies. And then like at one point I was tying like a bunch of Euro nymphers and
Yeah.
some like smaller ones.
Dude, I really like Euro nymph flies. They're extremely effective and like when I
Yeah,
started doing the dry dropper, I used like the traditional style nymphs, but I noticed that those like traditional style nymphs they get hung up so much more with the hook facing down because
yep.
that hook digs into whatever it drags along. So
Yeah, it can be a little bit more annoying that way too. No, I got a offline. I traded a guy actually online for like a really nice Euro nymph from custom Euro nymphing rod. It took me a little bit like took me a little bit of time to get used to, but once I got used to it, it was pretty sick. The like I'm all about like trying to like I'm not really I don't know, we coined the term as like meat fishermen, guys that are out there fishing for meat, which is totally fine, right? But like I want to try and catch the fish different ways, I think would be fun to do, right? So like with a center pin rod or Euro nymphing rod, something fun and a different way of doing it. So
yeah, and I feel like steelhead fishing in itself is already a challenge. So I'm like, why make something that's already challenging even harder?
yeah.
Yeah. Like
I
I don't,
I haven't done
I,
a much of this.
I don't know. Some dudes slay him out there, but it's a grind.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to find all my materials and stuff. I don't even know
Getting
where
set
everything.
up.
Yeah, I got a bunch of
So
these cigar boxes. That one has nothing. Okay, I think I have what I need. Except
So you lived in Oregon your whole life then?
Yeah, sure have. I grew up down in Coos Bay.
Right on. I miss it, that's for sure. Washington's been fun, but
Yeah, I lived in Washington for a while, like in different parts. I lived in Vancouver for a while, and then I went from Vancouver to Washougal, and then I lived in Longview for a little while, uh, and then I was up in Bellingham for a little over a
yep.
year. I was supposed to go to Bellingham to go to the Bellingham Technical Institute up there. I was going to go back to school for welding and stuff, and that didn't end up happening. I got denied for financial aid up there. So
BTC?
I don't remember if it was that or like BTI.
What are you gonna
I
go
don't
for?
for welding.
Yeah, BTC.
Yeah.
Dog, I went there for welding. Not
Oh,
even
that's
joking.
so funny. That's so
Yeah,
funny.
yeah. About 5, 6 years ago, I was a welder, and I went to BTC and started my welding career there, and then I ended up working for like a log truck company, building log trucks,
Oh
and
yeah.
then working for structural steel, building steel fabrication got WABO certified through BTC, and then made stuff for BP refinery up here. Before it's now Dyno or something like that,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, no, it was BTC's like welding program is sick, man. Honestly, they have everything you need, and then there's like quite a bit of help along the way too. Like the people that work there are pretty awesome. But yeah, and I ended
Yeah.
up doing the welding rodeo that they did there, and yeah, it was pretty fun.
Yeah. I tried
Are
to
you
go to that.
are you a welder by trade already, or are you just something you want to get into?
No, I did welding in high school. Like I was in like auto shop and welding in high school a lot, and so like I had the experience, and I did really well in welding, and I had I had done oxyacetylene, TIG welding, MIG welding, and I think that's it actually. I think I just did those three: oxyacetylene, MIG, and TIG. Yeah. Or no, I also did some stick welding, but not a lot of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a good hand for TIG welding?
Yeah, I actually really like TIG welding. Like, I don't
If
know.
you got
I
a good
felt like,
hand for it, man, that's
yeah.
that's the route you want to go,
Well,
especially like in this area. Yeah.
they started me out with oxyacetylene welding, and so like I was
Mhm.
already used to feeding the rod, and then like I did MIG after that, and so like I felt like TIG was kind of like a mixture of the two almost.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
uh,
No, it's if you got a hand for TIG, man, like there's a lot of like small breweries and stuff like that that always need like tanks. Hell, even like mountain bike shops around here, they need welders for their bikes. Like
yeah,
I liked it and I could do it. I just didn't have like the steady hand for it. That's where I was like, well, I'm gonna get certified and I'm gonna just do I ended up doing like MIG and flux core and stuff like that.
yeah,
So, and then I was doing like structural steel and that kind of thing was my. I was like, that's where my hands at. That's what I'm good at. I'm just gonna follow that, and that's kind of what I did. I ended up working for like a after that, after working for the and building log trucks. I ended up working for a YouTuber of all things, building
that's fun.
stuff for gold mining companies up around this area. So yeah, quite quite funny world you get into when you become a welder. But no, BTC sick. They're
Yeah.
gonna ask you though if you go that way. Like, there's two routes: structural steel or like pipelining. I didn't want to leave home too much. Like, I'm married and whatnot, so I didn't want to like time, and so that's why I went the structural steel route versus like the you know the pipeline stuff. You
Yeah.
make more money at the pipeline, but it's not a it's not a stay at home thing. Yes, sir. You just had jig heads on standby. Look at you.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't have a lot, but I had some. So gotta see if I can
You down.
tie up something with this marabou.
Oh. You gonna do a steelhead?
Yeah, I'm gonna try. I don't really tie many steelhead jigs.
My tune's back. I don't know why my tunes keep stopping.
Okay. Let's see. Let's take out a feather.
I like that vice of yours. What kind of vice is that?
It's a Renzetti Traveler, but it's they make like colored versions of them, and so it's just like the special edition purple.
Thing's sick.
But the cool thing with the special edition one is it comes with the upgraded base, so the base is heavier than the regular Traveler, and then the regular Traveler doesn't come with the material clip on it. The
Oh,
limited edition ones all come with the material clip, just like regular. So
I
yeah,
don't know
so
where
there's just
I actually got this one.
I started with the little
This one's
cheap
like,
one.
yeah.
I think that one's out there. I started with the little cheap one that was like Max Catch, I think.
Hmm.
Just cheap
I got
Amazon.
let's see here. I started with this because, like, I've kind of said it before, but my gramps got me started into fly tying and all that stuff. So this was his, like, back in the day, real old school, like,
Yeah.
non. So this is what I started on, and then somewhere down the line, someone gave me this one. This thing was an absolute tank, but I kind of like.
Oh, Regal, nice. Yeah. Regals are popular. Yeah. Mm. Your video is frozen. Your video's frozen. Like I see it on my phone and on my computer. Yours is just like it's not moving. It still shows the regal in your hand.
Let's hope that goes away.
Oh, there we go. I just fixed it. So
All right.
okay, let's see.
So what got you into the sport?
Of fishing or what?
Yeah, just in general, fishing. Yeah.
I grew up down in Coos Bay, like I said. My dad, he's a logger and fisherman and just outdoorsman in general. And
Mm.
Coos Bay has the Empire Lakes there, which is like a really, really cool place. It has an upper lake, a lower lake, and a middle. And uh, we stock it with trout, and there's bass in there, there's perch in there, there's a few different things. And so we used to go there because it was just right up the street from my grandma's house. And uh, fished there a lot growing up. And that was like, I was probably 5 years old and I caught like my first big brooder trout out of there.
Mm.
And I thought it was so crazy. I was like, that's such a big fish. And so yeah, I mean, my dad kind of got me into it, and then my grandpa was also a fisherman, uh, so they kind of both got me into it. And
Yeah, I feel like it's a generational thing, man. Like I rarely have met anybody because I'm always curious, like why people of our age like still stay into the sport or get into the sport. It's usually something of that line of like, yeah, my gramps got me into it or my dad got me into it. It's very rare that I hear like, oh, I saw something on YouTube or something of that nature, and I just decided that's what I wanted to do. So,
yeah, I
uh,
mean, me and my dad don't have that great of a relationship these days. Like he kind of was a flake a lot growing up and still is. And so I don't know. We don't have the best relationship, but like I definitely like have to credit him for like getting me into fishing because he was definitely the one that like started me on that whole journey. But
mhm.
I don't know. I think as far as like making YouTube videos and stuff, I definitely have to credit that to my buddy Scott. He kind of pushed me to get going. Come from the cannabis industry, and so I'm used to like being behind the camera, like taking pictures of plants and like not really having myself in front of the camera.
Mhm.
Because I feel like that's kind of like a little bit exposing for the industry.
Yeah.
And so nobody ever really did that. So I was like putting myself in front of a camera was just weird to me. Like I enjoyed watching people's fishing videos, but I never thought I would be like making them, you know?
Yeah.
And so my buddy one day we were we were out fishing at one of the local ponds and he was like, why don't you start a channel, man? He's like, you have a good personality and like I think people would like watching your stuff. And
For sure.
I was like, I don't know. I was just nervous, I guess. But then I started making videos, and at first I was using my real nice like DSLR camera, like setting it up on a tripod and like trying to be all fancy with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I quickly realized that that was not the route that I wanted to go.
Yeah. It's a little much when you come to that. So like I'm kind of just at the starting point, I guess, for myself. I've tried other channels before, had little success, and then but I felt like I pushed myself a little too hard with it. and like got bummed out if shit wasn't working out like I wanted it to. So I started this one not too long ago, and I was like, I'm just gonna. I want to do it because I like making videos and I like fishing and I want to be just have an outlet for both those things. And so that was kind of what I wanted to do. And I was like, I'm just not gonna push it, man. If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen naturally. Like
Yeah, exactly.
that's. I mean, you and I slightly talked about that. I think last time we were, chit chatting on stream or whatever. But like, that's where about it. I'm not trying to push it like the other guy that I talked to that's doing it. He's streaming like almost every day, hardcore, multiple hours. I'm like, man, I'm just gonna keep it to Sundays. Vibing out just on the night and end. Chilling,
Yeah.
and then doing my thing on my videos because I like making my videos. I try and put effort into them because that's the fun part for me, right? So I don't know. We'll see where it takes. If it takes anywhere, great. If it doesn't, awesome. But
Yeah, well, and I think that's the thing too, is like you just gotta have fun with it and do things like the way that you want to do it, not be like dictated by what like the YouTube algorithm is telling.
algorithm is, yeah, man. It's hard not to because you see people skyrocket that way, but it's like I can't. I don't like making that stuff. So it's like I'm not gonna do
Yeah,
stuff that I don't want to do because I'll just burn myself out. So
yeah. So you just got to be like true to yourself, and
yep.
I mean, I think like people will click with you just naturally, just from that. So
Yeah, and that's kind of
like,
what I felt
I don't
about like kind of
people.
your shit you're putting out, man. Like, it feels natural. It's not like, hey guys, welcome to this, like shit like that,
Yeah, I mean, I do like to keep my intros kind of consistent with that whole like, "What's up, guys? Welcome back to Oregon Fishing Adventure." Because
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that was just something that when I was just solely like a person who watched YouTube, like I would always notice that the people that I really enjoyed their videos always had something consistent that like you would remember, whether it be in their intro or their outro. There was
Oh,
just,
yeah. That's a good
you know,
thought.
there was some kind of consistency where like you hear that and it makes you think of that channel or whatever.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen Extreme Philly Fishing. You ever seen that guy?
Mm-mm. Uh-uh.
He's just a guy. I think he lives in Pennsylvania, and he does a lot of like micro fishing. So he fishes for like super small fish and creeks and stuff. And he does what's called like life listing. So he's like constantly trying to catch like new species of fish and like check them off. He's like super knowledgeable about like what type of fish are what. So he's a very interesting guy to watch, but he'd always start his videos and be like, "What's up, guys? Leo Shang here."
It's so
And
hard
so,
for me to get used to doing that. Like it's already I had to like train myself to talk into a camera. That alone was hard. And like this is, it's getting easier and it's getting easier to talk to a camera in front of people now, but like
yeah,
it's it's taking it's taken me some time to like I guess process that and learn that for sure. Fishing is, that's my only job out there is fishing, but now it's like, oh, I want to record this. I want to make sure I get the going here and there. But
yeah,
yeah, it's a good point. I didn't even think about that. Now that you bring that up, but you need like a consistent intro for something, like right out of the gate. I will definitely
yeah.
implement that.
Well, it's
So
just a way
thank
of
you.
like something for your audience to connect with. Like they're like, "Oh, that's like a friendly
Yeah,
sound that I remember and like I think of." And
yeah.
I mean, at least that's what I thought of. That's how I felt when like I watched people's videos. Like, um, there's another guy over here named Jack Tackle, and he does a bunch of like
What's
fishing
up, Vike?
reports.
Yeah.
And every time he starts a video, he's just like, "All right, all right, all right," every time. Dude. And so it's just like funny because like you expect that when you hear the beginning of his videos. So I just kind of like I felt like I stuck with the intro thing, and I was like, we'll just keep it at that. And then like I also do the same thing kind of with my outro, where I'm like, we'll see you guys next time on another Oregon fishing
Yeah.
adventure. You know, and like I try to keep that and the intro consistent.
Yeah. Dude, I don't know how many times I've tried to like I've made a video and then like forgotten to create an outro. I've left. It's a day later and I'm like, fuck. Like now I got to find a way to end this and make it seem consistent and it's it is what it is, but do you use
Yeah.
like do you use like a GoPro and all that stuff? I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah, and you use like a sorry, what?
a Hero 10.
Oh,
Go
okay.
Hero 10. Yeah. And I just
I
use
got a
it on a
9.
yeah, I just have like the GoPro chesty.
Yeah.
Just I put this little wind slayer on it because
Oh.
what's nice is if I use this, I don't have to use the wind noise mode that's in the
Mm.
GoPro, because if you what happens is if you use the wind mode, it cuts off one of your mics. Like you have two mics on your camera, it will cut off one of those mics, which I think it's the side mic that it cuts off, so you only have the top mic. So if you put one of these on, then this helps protect it from the wind. You can run it in stereo mode so you get better audio quality. And then
Okay.
and these are
That's pretty
super
sick.
cheap. They're super cheap too.
Here, I want to put you, I'll put you on something that I found recently. I don't know if you'll
Uh,
like it, but I got annoyed with that chesty thing, like because I would put it in my camera bag and all with my all of my stuff, and it'd get tangled up, and then I was like trying to unnest it. I felt like I was putting on a bra. Like every time I had to put that thing on, I hated it.
yeah.
So I went online. I found this thing. I actually saw a guy on YouTube using this thing where it's like a necklace, and then this like just goes in like whatever jacket I'm wearing, and then
Nice.
it hooks on wherever I'm at, and then this thing can come off.
How is it when you're moving around though? Does it make the
It's not
camera move?
no, because it's off. Yeah, so it's got its own. Yeah, no, it's like when I'm moving around. Depends on like how tight I keep this, right? Obviously, I just threw it on, but like you gotta like it won't it moves around just the same as the old one did. It's
Yeah.
not bad. My last squid fishing video, that's what I used. But I had like 2 layers of jackets, and this thing's still stuck on it.
Oh
And this
really?
thing's kind of nice too, because this is magnetic, and so like I can put it like on my truck or wherever,
Yeah.
and then get video that way. Thing's pretty
Oh,
sweet.
how much do those things
Yeah,
cost?
it was $30 on
Oh,
Amazon.
okay. So it's like
Yeah,
kind of the same price as the actual GoPro chest mount.
yeah, yeah. Except I didn't have to like. I got a cheap version of the chest mount. Like yours is like the actual GoPro version, and
Yeah,
like I think it's because I bought the cheap one that I was struggling with that thing so often.
I was thinking I wasn't going to be able to get my head cement open. Holy shit. That thing was on
I got my
there.
UV too close to one of this one time, and I completely like locked that up.
Yeah, that thing was on there. I'm just like trying to
The
finish this thing off.
Vike Fishing says that's nice. Are you talking the mount thing? Thing's sick, man. I love it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'll have to look into that and check it out. Okay. All right. What do you think? What do you think of the steelhead jig? Oh, your fucking camera froze again. Yeah, it's frozen on both my screens right now. So it's got you got the orange head with the two different shades of pink, and then the white. Yeah. Get lost in a rock, probably. Yeah, well, that's only my second one I ever tied, and this was my first one that I tied. Yeah, this was the first one, and I fucking kept the ends of it off because I was stupid, and then I hated it. Yeah, the marabou, and I was like, "Oh man, that was such a bad idea." So I just so this is the second marabou jig I tied. I learned from cutting the first one not to do that. And then I used two marabou feathers. I don't know if I should use more or less. I feel like this is a good amount. And I didn't want to go too
Yeah,
far out from the bend, so it's only
am I
like a
still frozen?
fingertip. No, you're good now.
Okay. No, it looks good, man. Was I don't know, inch or like a shank and a quarter past the hook or whatever is what I was always told, but I don't know what truth that is. Yeah, I mean,
Marabou?
marabou when it gets wet, it's gonna look a lot more slender and sleek. It's gonna look nice.
Hmm.
Viking says,
Yeah.
curious how that looks wet.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to find out. I'll have to try to catch a fish on it this year. See if it works. I need to get more jig heads to tie up stuff. I have black and white marabou, and then for the
Well,
black
like I said, I
marabou,
can I can hook you up in that regard.
yeah, I got this red chenille that should work pretty good for a nightmare jig.
Ooh, hell yeah!
It's like fire. It just says it's medium red cactus chenille, but I saw it in the
That
store. I
that's
was
actually.
that looks super good. And then this
Do you
pink
go
I
to
just
any like shows or anything like that?
like
That
what do you
pink
mean
one's
by
dope.
show?
Like there's the Sportsman Show and all that kind of stuff. Like
Oh,
down your way.
sometimes yeah, sometimes I do. Like they have sports. Yeah, they have a sportsman show in Albany every year, and I usually go to that. Um, I think I missed it this last year because I was working or something.
I'll I think I'll come down to the Albany one this year. This upcoming year. I think that'd be
Yeah,
sick. But that's where I pick up all my like fly tying stuff, and because dude, I always seem to find like cheap gear when I do that. Is at the shows.
yeah,
Like I like supporting like local little small companies, but man, when you can get bulk items at those shows, is pretty sick.
you guys need out? Are you guys whining because you're stuck in here? Okay, come on.
Appreciate you hanging out here, Vike fishing. Really think.
The dogs want it out. No, when that black and white one, he's old. He's got problems with his hips. Let's see. Yep, you are
Hope
frozen.
that
Wait,
fixes it.
frozen on one screen, but not the other. Oh, okay. Now it's fixed.
I'm wondering if it's my Wi-Fi. So I
Could be.
turned that off. So gotta love Comcast.
Okay.
God, I
So
hate those guys.
we switched to some other company, I think Pioneer or whatever, because we got gigabyte internet, like
Mm.
fiber. Okay, I have an idea for this one.
What are we doing now?
I'm gonna try to tie something with that red chenille and the black marabou. But I need a different color thread.
You can use your thin stuff, just, add extra wraps.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna use my orange. No, I'll use my red. I got a red 140. That should be.
Ooh, look at that thing. That turned out
Nice.
okay.
You end up picking up some more of those white legs.
Is that assimilated to a purple dragonfly? Yeah, absolutely. It's a purple dragonfly. Yeah. Dude, salmon jigs, honest to God, the only thing that I've ever known is they like bright colors, no matter what it is. Like I've done these pink ones, man. These things are just, like this, I would assume an egg, but I'm twitching it. So it's not like there's nothing egg about it, but they love it. Like, especially like cohos and kings. Kings love these things. But the purple does me well too.
Yeah, purple's always a good color.
All right. I only have 2 jig heads left, so I'm gonna rock the. I got 2 more of these pinks to do. But I got. These are the ones that I have purchased in this box. That's just everything I've purchased over the years. And then this is my pile that I have made so far of this year.
Nice. That's awesome. Saves you some money. Those twitching jigs can be expensive, man.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm not going to sit here and say I'm any kind of good at fishing. I have lost more to trees and rocks and whatever else than I have to fish. So having multiple on hand just because I suck is good to have too.
All right, let's get some marabou.
I didn't like I said, like trying to do videos and whatnot, going back to that conversation, like I didn't video much. I wanted to like salmon fishing this year, but it was very competitive on my rivers this year than it has been in years past, which was pretty
Yeah.
bumming me out. And so I didn't feel like doing much recording because I had to kind of focus on everything else that was going on.
On catching fish.
Yeah, and like not only that, man, like my local river, like I grew up on this section of river that I normally fish. This year alone, man, the poaching was really bad, really bad.
Oh, that sucks.
The I mean, there was I spent most of the morning when I get to on the river. I spend most of the morning like I lay my stuff down, get my gloves on, start cutting my eggs and this and that, and then once I'm done with that, I just kind of walk the river and like clean up any garbage that I normally see. but like it
Yeah.
was all a bunch of fishing line, and like I ended up finding this rig that was like, this much line to a treble hook that was that big round
Oh
that
my god.
continued to another foot of line to another triple hook that was this big around to more line to then a weight, and the guy just left it on the bank, and I'm like, dude, it's so bad this year. I don't know what's going on, but you know, you just gotta, you know, gently teach people that's like just catch the fish, man. It's not that hard. I'm doing it the right way, and it's not that hard. I promise you. Like,
Yeah.
oh, sweet cherry and away.
Yeah, I do a cleanup on my local river every year. I just actually started a group page for it because the last couple of years I've just kind of been like sharing it out in the community and like letting people know about it, but I haven't had that good of a turnout the last couple of years. And I think part of it is because I was doing it at the end of April because that's technically like the end of steelhead season for this river
Mm-hmm.
close to me, or like the end of April. But that's also when like everybody's switching over to springers and fishing for springers, and so
Mm-hmm.
they like are in completely different fisheries. And so I don't know. I feel like that kind of affects like how many people actually show up, and so I started to spread it outside of the fishing community to more people and like local group pages. And so far I've gotten 57 people to join the group,
Right on.
but the last couple of years I've only had like 7 people show up. So
Hey, you
hopefully
know
we're
what?
gonna make.
Some is better than none, man. That's what I got going
Yeah,
on at the moment. So maybe that's something I should
I got
try.
that.
But I don't know. My local area, like I said, that's the river I grew up on. So I've got a little bit of sentimental value almost to it. So
Right.
that's the part of it for me. Ooh, that thing looks sick. Lychee.
Yeah, I feel like I need to run the marabou up farther though, so I don't have as big of a body. Maybe.
Oh, like up the hook shank a little bit more.
Yeah, like I feel like my marabou should come here, so I only have like a little small section by the head. I don't know. I guess that's all part of learning.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that I've tried is like my consistency. Is like that's why I like making like a multiple of like one type, because then I can kind of work on my consistency. That's the part that is just personally what I want to try and do, because it shits can get me heated quickly.
No, I totally get that. I'm like in a bunch of fly groups, and I see all these people that just tie these like perfectly matching flies like over and over, and I'm like, how the fuck? They're so consistent. Like I don't
I
know.
do
I can't
okay
quite.
up until my head wrap. Dude, my head wraps always are never consistent.
Yeah. Okay. But where's my yarn? I need my yarn.
Vikings laughing at us. Like Bobby Bushido. Might do this midweek too. I said just after work and whatnot, like it's kind of hard for me to like bring up the energy to. Plus, you kind of run out of supplies quickly.
Yeah.
I might just start
Yeah.
trying some flies though. Like I want to do some more like woolies and stuff like that. Like, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep my consistency together. What was I doing on these? Just flashy boo and some legs. Okay.
Okay. See if I can make this happen.
I think white would look good on these.
Yeah. Oh, so you did get some white legs.
I did. You do. Like, not only white. Look at. I went online.
Oh my god.
Got a few.
Got the collection going now. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with white.
I just want to make a little purple spot.
Viking says, or Vike Fishing says, do you guys make notes or have notes on the flies, or are you just running in a picture in my head? Yeah, I mean, I create one and then I try and like I said, try and keep some sort of consistency. But yeah, like it's more or less just in my head, and it's a lot of the
Yeah.
times it's like on the fly. Like I'm making decisions. If I'm starting a
Right.
new,
Like that's exactly
yeah,
what I'm doing with the jig right now. I'm just like making some but that's the nice thing about doing it yourself is you can
yeah,
create all kinds of weird random shit that like you don't see out there, you know?
yep. And dude, if you find a combo that works good and you've made it, man, is that nice?
Right? It's so rewarding when you like start catching stuff on shit that you made yourself. Okay, so let's go in here. Cut that.
Where's my pink crosscut? That's the wrong
Aha.
ways to go.
Ah,
Crosscut.
I like it.
There you go. Oh, you got some of that. Hell's that stuff called?
Like
Yarn.
I
You
put
got some like yarn in there, didn't you?
yeah, purple yarn, a little bit of that in there.
So, do you float your jigs?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So I read a thing recently, like apparently in the Midwest, like those guys in the Midwest that fish for steelhead, they don't float them. They're straight just jigging those little guys. Like
Oh yeah.
they don't float, which like to me seems odd, but you know, I think that's just
Yeah.
because like everything in the Pacific Northwest is floated.
Yeah. There's
Like
still
jig
a lot of
wise.
drift fishing men out there though. Like I definitely started picking up some drift fishing stuff this last year because I've never really been good at drift fishing myself. So, but I went on a guided trip. I got invited to go on a trip with one of my friends this last year, and the guide was doing side drifting, and so he was teaching me some stuff about it because I have very little experience. The one time I tried it, I got pissed off because I kept snagging all my gear and because I didn't understand how to do it properly. And so I just gave up on that technique.
Fuck it, it's for the birds. Forget it. I don't know. Yeah, it was you know, over the years, I think the drift fishing was like I had nobody that really taught me how to do it, and so I just kind of was like online figuring it out, and then it quickly
Yeah,
kind of became one of my favorite ways to do it. But my cousin was, he's my kind of my fishing buddy. He just he could not figure it out. Like he was not a fan whatsoever. He's like, no, I'll stick to my flasher or my blue foxes and that kind of thing. He did not like him. To this
yeah,
day,
nothing
he
wrong with
still doesn't like him. Sub K fishing. Hey man, dude, thank you so much, Vike Fishing. I really appreciate it, man. That's huge for me. Thank you, man.
hell yeah.
Anytime you want to join me, brother, I'm for it.
All right, well, let's see here. We'll fluff out this little purple piece. I just wanted it as kind of a little hot spot of purple.
Oh, I didn't want to do that. I want to do this. Oh hell yeah!
So I don't
That
know.
thing's
Maybe
sick, man. Yeah, no, that'll work. I see a lot of that time. Like guys will make like a yarn kind of offshoot of it,
yeah,
and you
yeah.
got
I mean,
that
I see
purple in
it
there that's like
talking.
eggy.
Yeah, I thought this purple would look pretty good with this. Let's see. Yeah.
Hell yeah! See, now you're gonna have a box of these, man.
Yeah, I definitely need more jig heads though. But I like the marabou on this. I think I did good. It's a good
Yeah,
space from the hook and
yeah.
flares
Your
out
marabou
nice.
on that one was killer.
Yeah, I think I can get the hang of this. I just got to do it more. This is my third jig now.
I never made jigs until I started doing this. So like that is literally, yeah. I never once in my entire fly fishing career made a single jig. And then I saw, like I said, I saw that guy doing flies, and I was like, that's fun. But I never really tie flies anymore because I don't really fly fish that much anymore. And then I was
Yeah.
like, well, actually, I do jigs. So let me see what this could entail. Holy shit! Did that send me down a rabbit hole now? Like, that's good also, brother. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Viking says that's fire. Yeah, those look good, man. You're gonna have a box of those things in a hurry.
Yeah. Well, once I can get more jig heads, I'll try to tie up some more stuff. I think on this one, like the red's not so bad as far as like how much is there because I don't know, it still looks kind of good. I kind of bulked it up a little bit more than the pink one too.
The
The
body.
pink one, yeah,
Yeah.
like this one has a bigger body on the red one. It's the same kind of chenille, but I don't know. The red seems to have a little bit more fiber on the string. Maybe I don't know.
I got some like where is it? Yeah, like there's some stuff out there for sure that's like more like I've been saving like more fluffy. Like this chenille here is like super buggy.
Yeah, exactly.
But I've been saving this one. I don't know where I picked this up. But this was just for like I figured that would make a really good salmon jig
Oh
or
yeah,
not the green.
that's
But
kind of
like
similar to this right
yeah,
here.
yeah.
This same kind of.
I went to a fly fishing show, and some guy was just selling a bunch of like used gear. I picked this whole thing up for $50.
Oh wow,
Neil.
that's
I know. I love going to meet some rad people too.
yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely fish this one. This one looks fishy. Kind of like that purple tuft.
Yeah,
I,
like I
I
said, it
could have
reminds me
done
of
like
like some egg. 100%
I've just always
should
been a
fish.
fan of like purple for stuff.
Now you're gonna
I feel
start
like
doing
there's a
those.
lot of I feel like there's a lot of things in nature that have like a purple sheen to them.
Yeah, yeah, totally. Purple, purples, and it was it I saw recently too somewhere online that like people were like, those colors that you see on fishing lures and whatnot. Oh, those colors don't go in natural. They do in depth waters and stuff like that. And you got to attract the fish in some way or another. So, almost done with this guy.
Yeah, I think this is my last one because I don't have
Yep.
much more jig heads to use.
Same. I think this will be my last one of the night. But I really appreciate you hanging out with me, man. Do this in the
No
future for
problem.
sure.
Yeah, I gotta figure out how to do this.
Well, you went
Because
live
I've
once
never
before,
done.
right?
Well,
Like,
I do the lives, yeah, but I don't do like the like having people in on the streams. Like somebody was in my live the other night and was trying to figure out how to do it, and I was like, I don't even know.
you gotta
And
you
they're
gotta
like,
set it up in the beginning. Um, there's like a little switch on your phone or on the right before you go live that says like um, with guests, and then you got to use the link and like copy. Like I sent it to you, and it brings you right to it. But I'm still figuring it out myself. But there's like you can really only have one guest at a time. I remember
yeah.
him asking you about it on your stream.
You
On
mean
my
on my
stream?
stream time or on his? Guess we'll find out.
Yeah. You have to host it. So like I'm hosting now, but
Oh yeah.
you would have to host it, and whoever you want to invite, you have to send them the link like I sent you. But you can really only have two
Okay.
people at a time. If you really wanted to go crazy with it, you download like Zoom and then you record your Zoom chat, and then you could do like multiple people. But that's like a
Yeah, my
lot.
friend tried one called StreamYard, and he had like 6 people in his live stream today through StreamYard. But I don't know
Hey,
how that works either.
yeah, I gotta figure that one out. Right on, man. Well, thanks for hanging. Do it again in the
No
future for
problem.
sure. Appreciate
Oh
it,
yeah.
brother. I'm gonna end the stream. Thanks, man.
All right. Peace,
Dude.
everybody.